We haven't even digested the bad news about Stellantis, and here comes yet another one.
Bring you this hour concerning Canada's auto sector. General Motors is dropping electric van production at its plant near London, Ontario. The automaker says decreased demand has pushed it to stop making the BrightDrop electric delivery van. The announcement makes uncertainty in the auto industry more pronounced, putting the plant's future and 1,200 jobs at risk. The CBC's Hilary Johnstone is here with more details on this. Okay, what more do we know about this decision, Hilary?
Well, certainly we know that this is more uncertainty and more anxiety for workers within Canada's automotive industry. We know that this particular plant, which is the CAMI plant in Ingersoll, Ontario, which is right outside of London, Ontario, that it has been paused. Production has been paused there since May. At the time, General Motors had cited uncertainty for the future of that EV market, in particular for delivery vehicles. A few things that they are citing today. They do say that part of this is that uncertainty about the future of electric vehicles, particularly for delivery vehicles like the one that was going to be made here, that was supposed to be sort of the cornerstone of Ontario's electric vehicle industry. They also say that U.S. tax credits for EVs, for these delivery vehicles in particular, that has stopped, and that all of this together means that they are not going to be making this particular model, this BrightDrop electric delivery van, at that facility that you're looking at right now in Ingersoll anymore. They are not shifting production anywhere else like we saw with that Stellantis announcement last week. Instead, this is simply the end of the line for this particular model. But it does create a lot of uncertainty for those 1,200 jobs. What is going to happen next? Certainly, GM has indicated that it might have future plans for this facility, but they have not spelled out what those are exactly. So frustrating. I'm sure there's a lot of workers this morning who are quite anxious about what happens next. And certainly the reaction so far has been sort of the same, expressing uncertainty about what comes next. Remember that this particular facility received $1 billion in government money as well, provincial and federal money, in order for it to retool, in order for it to be able to create electric vehicles as well. So what happens there as well? What is the larger federal government response going to be? A lot of questions at this point, Arthi, that we simply still don't have the answers to.
We certainly know that you're reaching out to all the involved parties to try and get reaction to this. We heard from the industry minister as well. What are we hearing so far?
That's right. So we heard from Melanie Joly a little bit earlier on today. She talked about the fact that this is obviously a very difficult day for workers in Canada's auto industry, in particular for people who had jobs at that facility. Here is a little bit more about what she said earlier on today.
Of course, we'll hold them to account for any support we've given them to develop that model. But at the same time, we are creating a response group to make sure that we're bringing a new model, because the 1,200 workers at the Ingersoll plant need to know that we're fighting for their jobs.
Now, in terms of the unions, so Unifor Local 88, still looking for reaction from them. And of course, if we get any of that reaction, we will bring it to you. For its part, GM says that this is not a reflection of the workers at this particular facility, rather more a reflection of the broader situation for electric vehicles, in particular electric delivery vehicles.
Okay, thank you for this. That is the CBC's.
Following Trump's call for the auto industry to come home to daddy, General Motors is officially pulling the plug on its BrightDrop electric van production in Ingersoll, Ontario. The line is silent and about 1,200 workers are left wondering what's next. Now, the official reason for GM is low demand. And on the surface, that might seem straightforward. But when you connect the dots on the Stellantis decision in Brampton, a much more alarming pattern seems to emerge. Is it really just about market demand, or how much is this about political pressure? Let's break this down. First, the low demand excuse. It's true, electric vehicle demand in the US has cooled, but why is that? A huge reason was the cancellation of the $7,500 federal tax credit for EV buyers by Trump. Overnight, a major incentive for Americans to buy electric vehicles have vanished. So when GM says low demand, we have to ask who helped create that low demand. Now let's connect it to Stellantis. Both companies are facing the same intense pressure from the same house, the White House. The disaster administration's stated goal has been clear: to pull the auto manufacturing, especially the future-focused electric vehicle production, back over the tariffs wall into the United States. Stellantis caved to the pressure and moved Jeep production to Illinois. Now GM is effectively doing the same by closing up shop in Ingersoll. Industrial Minister Melanie Joly was quick to say those are two completely different situations, arguing that Stellantis broke a binding commitment while GM is just ending a commercial unsuccessful product. But from a 30,000 feet view, the outcomes for Canadian workers are identical: lost jobs, scattered communities, and a massive hole in our industrial base. So, the real question is, what's next? How many more plants will become casualties in this economic war? Could it be time to consider dropping the Canadian auto industry altogether? We talked about this last week. The federal and provincial governments are forming response groups, as you watch this video, and talk about bringing new models to Ingersoll. But the problem isn't just one company or one model. The problem could be a coordinated strategy to dismantle a key part of our Canadian economy. Remember that Canada has a lot of stuff that the US needs. The orange idiot has run down the US economy to a point that without Canadian supply, the US is toast. So, could that all be part of starving Canada to death? The fight for Canada's auto sector as part of our economy is no longer just about negotiations, I think. It's about our national economic sovereignty. And right now, we are losing. What do you think? Are those just unlucky events or a targeted campaign? Please let me know about your thoughts in the comments below. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss my next analysis. Thanks for watching. Till next time, I'm Wilfried Lemkola from Europe Curious.
Kept thinking we could never live without you by our side. And we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. You really need our resources far more than we need you, so now just go. Walk out the door. We do not need you. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who instigated these trade fights? You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn off your lights and it does. We will survive. As long as we can think and what we know will stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's been a shame. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and what we know and stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive. Survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. Go on, Canola.